Hey guys, welcome to another Graphic Sauce Media video. Today I've got some exciting news for you. I've been invited by one of my closest friends to take a backpacking trip through some of the Appalachian Trail, and not only just a trip, it's going to be a week-long trip, and I'm really excited to bring you a couple videos leading up to the trip, and then also a final product kind of highlighting what we'll be seeing and putting together a feature film for you guys. I'm really excited to do this, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's get into today's video. So there's so many things that I wanted to cover with this trip that I figured I would go ahead and break it down into a couple, about 2 or 3 different videos. There's so much that's involved in this type of trip that putting it all into one video would probably make it about a 45-minute to an hour-long video, and I really wanted to kind of dive in deep with individual specific topics. Alright guys, so before we get into the series, I kind of want to get everybody on the same page with kind of like my experience level with backpacking, especially at this capacity. To tell you the truth, I've never done anything like this. I've been camping before, and that's kind of in a couple different degrees. Think like with a tent or a camper or maybe a cabin and things like that, multiple days on end, and at the same location. I've never actually worn a backpack, gone from point A to point B, set up camp, spent the night, woke up, packed my stuff, and then continued to point C. Never done that before. And let me tell you, the one thing that kind of had me, once the excitement level kind of peter off a little bit, the one thing that really kind of got my heart racing was, what am I going to eat? And if you know anything about me, I'm a very, very picky eater. And that's one of the things that it wasn't the fact that I'll be sleeping out in a tent in the wilderness. It wasn't anything like bears or animals or, even the physical aspect of hiking for 5, 6, 7 days in a row. That doesn't have me worried nearly as much as, what am I going to eat on this trip? So the first video that we're going to get into is all about eating on the trail. Finding out what foods I like to eat, finding out where to buy the foods that I can use for dinner, the foods that I can use for breakfast. From what I understand, most of the lunches will basically be on the go, so like nutrition bars and things like that. So for this video, the idea is to break out a couple different variations of food that I plan on taking. I'm going to try some of these foods for the first time on video. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, to getting that natural reaction like, oh, this tastes really good, or oh my god, I'm not going to be able to eat this. Let's go back to the drawing board. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can take with you on the trail, and this video is going to kind of go over what I'm thinking about taking, trying a few things, and then kind of building out my kit from there as far as food is concerned. So the next video is going to be all about the section of the AT that we're going to be hiking and backpacking through. Along with that, I'm going to be talking about what type of gear we're taking specifically for backpacking. This isn't going to include any type of camera gear and stuff. It's just going to be strictly about like what kind of food am I taking, what type of equipment and gear that I'm taking, what type of shoes that I'm wearing, and things like that. I'm kind of looking forward to that. This is really kind of something that a lot of hikers and backpackers go through. Their pack is constantly changing, and so there's really kind of 2 schools of thought when it comes to like the backpack aspect of it, and I'm going to kind of explore those 2 and kind of explain what type of gear I'm taking and why. So the idea is you can either go super lightweight and you're carrying like a 15 to 10 pound bag on your back with your equipment all packed up, or you can pack with comfort, right? There's certain things that as human beings that we would desire as comfort, and they weigh a little bit extra, so therefore your pack's going to weigh a little bit more, and that would kind of go against the lightweight type of mentality. So there are 2 schools of thoughts. I'm probably going to end up marrying the 2 together and looking for lightweight, but also looking for some comfortability. I know that my camera bag and camera accessories are going to weigh a little bit more, so I need to be cognizant of that. So not all my kit decisions are going to be built on lightweight, but I'm going to need to keep an eye on my weight because of the camera gear that I'm taking. So the last video that we're going to be producing in this series before the final film is going to be about what camera gear I'm going to bring. This is important for a couple different reasons, mainly to understand what type of film I'm trying to create so I know what equipment to bring. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the film that I want to make, so like you guys have an idea of like the rationale between each piece of equipment, because the other thing that's important is weight. And we kind of talk a little bit about this with the previous video, but weight's important too, because you got to remember you're carrying this backpack for 60 plus miles. So, you know, yes, 10, 15, 20 pounds is a lot, and that can add so much to the, you know, the enjoyment of the actual trip itself. But when you look at, okay, I want to make sure that I can get this type of shot. I want to make sure that I can capture me walking through the woods with like a chest-mounted GoPro, right? So I want to bring that. How much weight does that add to my kit? So it's going to be a lot of kind of going through and rationalizing, okay, I'm going to bring this tripod because it weighs less and it still gives me a decent height. I'm really looking forward to these 3 videos and kind of producing them and getting kind of leading up to the actual hike. So my buddy John and I will be hiking in June, the very first week of June on the Appalachian Trail. We've got a couple pre-events, pre-hikes scheduled to kind of feel out the gear and kind of feel out how it's, you know, how it's going to go. We're planning a day hike and then also a weekend hike as well, just to kind of fine-tune things and everything like that before we actually go out on the trail. Looking forward to those as well. I haven't been camping in a while. I haven't been backpacking ever. So getting this day hike and getting these this weekend trip in is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But getting out on the AT is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, this is when he said that when he asked me to go, like my jaw just dropped. My eyes lit up and I was just like, this is awesome. I had been watching, travel films for the last year and I was like, man, this might, this kind of seems like something I could get into, and having this opportunity really has got me stoked to produce some high quality video content for you guys, whether that's here in the office or like a final film on the actual trail. So I hope you enjoy the series. I'm looking forward to capturing it and documenting it for you guys. It's a little bit different than the wedding stuff that you would normally come to the channel for, but again, this is going to be something that might steer the career in a different way, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I want to bring you guys along for the ride. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of overview video, make sure you leave me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing for more videos like this, as well as to catch the future videos in this series. So we'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks again for watching.